everybody, it's now finally time, as already said in the X4M video, to actually test the new BMW M240i, and I've already talked about it. This actually has been a car that we have been looking into and thinking about ordering, as we are looking for, let's say a hot hatch or hyper hatch in that direction for the next season. You probably already seen my post on Instagram that we have already ordered an Audi RS3 for the next season, but after the first few meters I'm not sure if that was the right decision, because this car is really good. I can already tell you that. It has that boxy design from the outside, you have seen it. It has that power dome on the hood, a low seating position. It's a rear wheel drive setup, although this is all-wheel drive. It is a lot more, let's say, agile than our M340i, and also the engine feels more lively. And that's probably the main reason in the end why I also said, okay, let's go for the RS3 instead of the M240i, because we already have the M340i. But for everybody else who does not have an M340i, I think this is a really exciting option. Also, I will do a video about the performance parts that you can put on this car, because I think that really pumps up the design from the outside. From the inside, of course, everything looks similar to an M340i or a 3 Series. The doors is where it starts to differentiate between the cars, but this is, I would say, more or less identical. So you're getting a middle-class car once you're buying this M240i. And we, of course, now finally, after all this talking, want to do the acceleration test, head out on the Autobahn, use the race box and see how fast it most importantly goes 100 to 200, if that is any faster than our M340i or maybe the same speed. I'm not sure. And on the other hand, of course, also want to see if that lowered weight really has an advantage once we do a 0 to 100 launch control later on in country road territory. Yeah, so without further talking, we will put it in Sport Plus. This is the most sporty setting that we have. We will put the traction control in that sport mode in order to engage the launch control, and transmission in S, and I think that's more or less what you need to do in order to do a good time. Let's do first a try on the country road, 0 to 100. That was a bit of uphill. I think the corrected time would be something like 4.3 something. But since everybody always is saying, but why is Matt Watson's car always faster? We are going to do a test in the Matt Watson settings on the exact same piece of road, and I want to show you how that affects the time. So I now changed the settings of the box to the Matt Watson settings, which means that we can do a 0 to 60 run instead of 0 to 100 kilometers per run, and it is now a run with rollout function turned on, which means it's not really 0 to 60, it's something like a few miles per hour to 60, but it's the setting that Matt Watson is using. And there we go. We have a 3.9 seconds 0 to 60 in a Matt Watson setting, and we had a 4.4 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in the real world setting, once you really want to compare numbers and measure the time. Let's see, 100 to 200 time M240i. Electronically limited. The car could do a lot more than that 250. So the time is 10.6 seconds, 100 to 200, perfectly flat surrounding, so that means it's also reliable. But I have the feeling that we have wind coming from that direction, so in our direction. I think it could be better once we don't have that wind going on the time. So something very nice. We have seen that the numbers are of course a bit faster than the M340i. We had like 4.3 seconds in the real 0 to 100 kilometer setup to 100, and we have about 10.6 100 to 200, and both of it is about a tenth, 2/10, 3/10 quicker than it really is with the M340i. So I think everything works out well. I did not expect any huge jumps because at higher speeds, of course, the aerodynamics of the car and the longer shape are more important than the less weight of the M240i. And I think that is a pretty good result. Also comparing it to other cars like for example, an Audi S3, a Golf R, who are even a bit slower. And that means in the end, I know it has less horsepower, but comparing it to a Golf R, Golf 8R, the monster 100 to 200, this is faster than the Golf 8R 100 to 200. Yes, we expected that because it has a 6-cylinder and has a bit more horsepower, but nevertheless, I mean, that car destroyed pretty much everything, and this car is even faster. So it's a serious competitor. It's not only a slide and a soft M performance model, it's a serious competitor in that league, and that's also the reason why I thought about ordering one of those cars. And still a bit, let's say, sad that we don't have that space open in our garage for such a car, because it has long distance ride comfort, it's well noise isolated. On the other hand, of course, it has this young people appeal, pops and bangs really from the exhaust, more than our M340i, a lot more, specifically once you're at 2000 RPM. I don't know if you can hear it. This is not the road that makes boop 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 boop, but it's really the exhaust. That's very interesting. You can really feel it under your seat, that there's some burbles and popping going on. Really nice, really nice. And in the end, of course, a very interesting package, and I think many people have bashed about the rear design. I honestly think it works. In real life it works. As said, with the performance parts, there will be a separate video coming about the M240i and performance parts, at least a walk around, once we're able to show and allowed to show the footage. I think that really works, and it's a great successor of the existing 2 Series, and that of course had many fans, specifically with the M135i and M140i. Yeah, without further talking, I think it's enough for today. There will be, as said, a video about the performance parts coming. There will be at least a short pure sound video coming. Today I'm alone, and that means that we don't have the possibility to shoot as much footage as usually, but nevertheless I want to give you a glimpse of that pops and bangs, and I probably will be able to do so. And therefore, yeah, thanks for watching. Leave your comments. Tell me if you maybe have ordered such a car already. So congratulations already to everybody who have placed an order for this one. And yeah, talk to you soon.